Basketball isn't just a game of numbers, it's a game of pride. In the NBA, some leads aren't just leads, they're insults. For the greats, a deficit isn't a reason to quit. It's a reason to get even. When the trash talk gets too loud or the media starts writing the obituary, that's when it becomes personal. We're talking about those rare moments where a player decided not tonight and not against you. From playoff series on the brink of collapse to individual rivalries that boiled over into 50-point explosions, this is when NBA comebacks become personal. The grudge matches. Let's talk about the danger of poking the bear. When Dylan Brooks called LeBron James old and suggested he was past his prime, he wasn't just talking sports. He was attacking a legacy. LeBron didn't just win that series. He dismantled the entire Grizzlies spirit. When you attack a legend's dignity, you're asking for a comeback that ends your season. It's a lesson many have learned the hard way. Never give a king a reason to prove he still wears the crown. Reggie Miller versus the New York Knicks remains the gold standard for personal vendettas. Down by 6 points with less than 9 seconds left, the game was over by any logical metric. But Spike Lee was talking trash from the front row, and Reggie took it personally. He hit a three, stole the inbound pass, and hit another three in a span of 8 seconds. The choke sign he gave Spike afterward wasn't just for the cameras. It was a personal receipt for every word spoken that night. Redemption and narrative. In 2006, the Lakers were struggling, and critics were calling Kobe Bryant selfish, claiming he couldn't win without help. Kobe didn't release a statement. He released 81 points against the Raptors. It wasn't just a comeback against the scoreboard. It was a comeback against a narrative that sought to diminish his greatness. He played that night like a man possessed, proving that his Mamba mentality was a weapon that could overcome any deficit and any critic. The 2016 finals changed the way we look at 3-1 leads forever. The Warriors had a record-breaking 73-win season, and the world told LeBron James he couldn't beat a team that perfect. When the Draymond Green suspension happened and the talk intensified, LeBron shifted into a different gear. He didn't just win for Cleveland, he won to silence every person who said the chosen one had finally met his match. That comeback was for every fan who burned a jersey and every analyst who counted him out. The human element. Perhaps the most emotional comeback in recent memory belongs to Derrick Rose. After multiple ACL tears and years of being called washed, Rose faced the ultimate personal battle against his own body. On Halloween in 2018, he dropped a career-high 50 points. The tears at the end of that game weren't about a regular season win. They were about coming back from the dark place of injury and proving to himself that the MVP was still inside him. Why do players perform better when they feel disrespected? It's because the NBA is a league of elite egos. When a player like Paul George comes back from a gruesome leg injury just to finish as an MVP finalist, he's playing for more than a trophy. He's playing to reclaim the identity that was nearly stolen from him. Every bucket in a comeback like that is a middle finger to the what-if scenarios that haunt injured athletes. The psychology of the revenge game. We love an underdog story, but in the NBA, underdogs are often just superstars who were insulted. Take the 2001 All-Star game where the East was down 21 points. Allen Iverson took the lack of respect personally, went into a takeover mode that defied the exhibition nature of the game and proved that heart matters more than the score. He didn't care it was a friendly game. He saw a deficit and felt it was an affront to his competitive spirit. When Michael Jordan returned from baseball in 1995, he didn't just want to participate, he wanted to dominate the league that had the audacity to move on without him. After a playoff loss to the Magic where he looked human, he spent the entire summer obsessed with a personal comeback. The result was the 72-10 season. That wasn't just a championship run. It was a league-wide apology tour he forced everyone else to attend. The art of the response. Sometimes a comeback starts with a single sentence from a defender. When a player gets in the face of a guy like Tracy McGrady, they trigger something primal. 13 points in 33 seconds doesn't happen unless a player is mentally on a different planet. In those moments, the rim looks like the ocean and the defenders look like ghosts. The chosen one. versus the 73-win Juggernaut. The 2016 finals wasn't just about a city's drought. It was about LeBron James proving he could break the most dominant regular season team in history, trailing 3-1. Against a 73-win Warriors team, the odds were effectively 0, but LeBron saw the yellow ropes being brought out for the Warriors celebration and decided his story wasn't over. He didn't just win. He led both teams in every major statistical category, a feat that felt like a personal "I told you so" to every critic who said he was finished. Reggie Miller, the Knick Killer, versus Spike Lee. Reggie Miller's 8 points in 9 seconds is legendary, but the reason it happened was personal. Reggie had spent the entire game trading verbal barbs with filmmaker Spike Lee, who was sitting courtside. When Reggie hit the game-tying shot, he didn't celebrate with his teammates first. He looked directly at Spike and made the choke sign. He wasn't just playing for the Pacers. He was playing to humiliate a rival's most famous fan. Derrick Rose, the comeback against one's own body on Halloween in 2018. Derrick Rose dropped 50 points, but the comeback started years earlier in hospital rooms. After an ACL tear that took his MVP athleticism, the world had written him off as washed. This 50-point game was a personal redemption arc, a message to the fans who gave up on him, and a tribute to the will to come back that creates sport's most powerful moments. New iconic comeback segments. The Clippers' 35-point miracle. On December 21st, 2009, the Los Angeles Clippers found themselves down by 35 points against the Golden State Warriors. Most teams would have mentally checked out, but this squad fought back to pull off a 123-115 victory. It remains one of the largest comebacks in league history and stands as a permanent reminder that in the NBA, no lead is ever truly safe. The Utah Jazz, the 36-point record. If you want to talk about impossible, you have to look at the Utah Jazz in 1996. Trailing the Denver Nuggets 70-34 late in the second quarter, the Jazz faced a 36-point deficit. They didn't panic. They simply chipped away until they secured a 107-103 win. This remains the official record for the biggest comeback in NBA history, a 36-point mountain climbed in one half. Paul George, MVP after the horror. Many thought Paul George's career was over after a gruesome leg injury during a Team USA scrimmage. The road back wasn't just about physical therapy. It was about reclaiming an elite identity. When he returned to finish third in MVP voting, it was a personal victory over an injury that usually saps athleticism. It proved that bones heal, but a superstar's drive is unbreakable. Subscribe for more videos.